She announced, "I am quitting my job. You will support us while I find myself." I said, "Follow your dreams." Then I accepted a job overseas starting Monday. Her LinkedIn post about betrayal backfired spectacularly when my company commented with the truth. I am 31, male. I came home last Wednesday to find Celia, 29, sitting on the couch with a bottle of expensive champagne and a massive grin. We had been together for 4 years. We had been living together for 2. The apartment smelled like expensive candles and impulsive decisions. "Babe, I did it," she beamed, holding up a glass. "I finally did it." "Did what?" I asked, putting down my keys. "I quit. No more soul-crushing corporate life. No more toxic workplace. I am free." My stomach dropped. "You quit your job?" "Yes, effective immediately." I told Anton exactly what I thought of his micromanaging. I told him he stifles creativity, and then I walked out. God, it felt amazing. I stared at her. "Celia, we literally just signed a lease renewal last week. Our rent is $2,400 a month, plus utilities, plus insurance." She waved her hand dismissively like she was swatting away a fly. "You make enough to cover us both while I figure out my next move. I am thinking maybe photography, or pottery, or maybe life coaching. I need time to explore my authentic self without the pressure of capitalism. We should have discussed this first." "Why?" "So you could talk me out of it. I knew you would be unsupportive. You are always so obsessed with money and stability. Because stability keeps a roof over our heads. See, this is exactly why I didn't tell you. You are supposed to support my dreams, not lecture me about bills. A real partner would be happy for me." I took a deep breath. I tried to keep my voice calm. "How long have you been planning this?" "A few weeks. I already bought a $3,000 camera setup for my photography journey. It will pay for itself once I start booking clients. I am going to do weddings." "With what money? You have $3,000 in your personal account." "No," she said casually. "I used our emergency fund. But it is an investment in our future. You have to spend money to make money, right?" The room went quiet. The emergency fund. The account I contributed 80% to. The account that was strictly for medical emergencies or job loss, not for quitting a job voluntarily to buy toys. This is called financial infidelity. Spending shared resources secretly without consent in a way that jeopardizes the partner is security. She had drained our safety net to fund a hobby she had zero experience in. "That is great," I said, my voice eerily calm. The anger didn't explode. It crystallized into cold resolve. "Follow your dreams," she beamed. "I knew you would understand once you thought about it. We are going to be so happy." What she didn't know was that 2 months ago I had been approached by my company's European division. They needed someone to lead a new data analytics team in Amsterdam. The offer was incredible. The pay was almost double, housing included, a full relocation package. I had been on the fence. I had been agonizing over it. I was going to turn it down because Celia didn't want to move. She said her friends were here. She said her network was here. I was ready to sacrifice my career progression for our relationship. Not anymore. That night, while Celia browsed Entrepreneurship for Beginners articles on her iPad and ordered takeout, I sent the email. "I accept the position. Can start Monday." The response from HR came within an hour. They were thrilled. "Fantastic, we will expedite everything. Flight booked for Sunday night. Movers will be there Saturday. Update 1. The departure." I spent the next 3 days quietly organizing the dismantling of my life in America while Celia planned her creative journey. The contrast was staggering. She was living in a fantasy. She signed up for a $500 Find Your Purpose online course. She bought $800 worth of high-end art supplies because she decided photography might be too technical and maybe painting was her calling. She scheduled a $300 life coaching session with an Instagram influencer, all on credit cards she assumed I would pay off. I was living in logistics. I contacted the landlord and paid the lease break fee. I arranged for the utilities to be shut off effective Monday. I separated our streaming accounts. I downloaded all our bank statements highlighting every single deposit to prove I was the sole provider of the emergency fund she raided. Saturday morning, she presented me with a budget. She had made a colorful spreadsheet. "So I figured out our new financial plan," she said, pushing the paper across the coffee table. "If you pick up some overtime shifts and we cut back on your hobbies, like the gym and your gaming subscriptions, we can maintain our lifestyle while I explore my passions. I will need about 6 to 12 months before I generate income." "That is thorough," I said, looking at the line item where she allocated my bonus to her marketing budget. "Oh, and I told my parents you are supporting my journey. They are so impressed. Dad said it is about time you stepped up as a provider." Her dad, Roger, a man who hasn't worked in 10 years because of a bad back that miraculously allows him to play golf twice a week while her mom supports him. "Perfect. Speaking of stepping up, I have news too," I said. "I am finally getting that promotion." "Perfect timing," she clapped her hands. "That will cover the health insurance." "Better. I accepted a position in Amsterdam. I leave tomorrow night." The silence was deafening. The smile slid off her face like slop. That is not funny. Not trying to be. Here is my contract." I showed her the email on my phone. "You cannot. We have a lease. We have a life here. You ended our life here when you quit without discussing it and spent our emergency fund on cameras. This is completely different. You are abandoning me," she shrieked. "I am following my dreams. You said a real partner should be supportive. How am I supposed to pay rent? Maybe sell some of that photography equipment or book some clients with your 3 days of experience." She started crying. The weaponized tears I had seen 100 times. "You planned this. You are punishing me for choosing happiness. I was offered this job 2 months ago. I was going to turn it down for us. Then you made a unilateral decision about our future. You decided I was a wallet, not a partner, so I made a decision too." She grabbed her phone. "I am calling Jiggy. She is a lawyer. This is financial abuse." Jiggy is not a lawyer. She is a paralegal who sells MLM skincare products on Facebook, but okay. While she ranted to Jiggy, I finished packing. The movers arrived an hour later. They packed my clothes, my books, my electronics. They left her art supplies and her camera. The best part, her LinkedIn meltdown that night. She couldn't help herself. She had to control the narrative. She posted a long emotional status. When your partner of 4 years betrays you by accepting a job in another country without discussion, you learn who they really are. While I courageously left toxic corporate culture to pursue my authentic path, he chose money over love. Remember, ladies, narcissists will punish you for growing. Number narcissistic abuse, number financial abuse, number betrayal, number girl boss. The comments were not what she expected. Her network was small, but they weren't stupid. Comment 1. Girl, didn't you just post yesterday about quitting without notice? Comment 2. So you quit your job without telling him, but he is wrong for taking a promotion. Comment 3. This you? Screenshot of her post from Thursday bragging about walking out on her boss. But the best comment came Sunday morning from my company's official account. My HR director must have seen it. Congratulations to our star analyst on his promotion to European director. Fun fact, he initially declined this opportunity 2 months ago, citing personal commitments. We are thrilled he reconsidered. Welcome to Amsterdam. Her post disappeared within an hour. Update 2, The Spiral. I landed in Amsterdam on Monday morning. My new apartment overlooks a canal. It is fully furnished. It is quiet. Celia has been bombing my WhatsApp. Day 1. Please reconsider. We can do long distance. Day 2. The landlord says I need to pay or leave by Friday. He won't let me stay without proof of income. Day 3. This is illegal. You cannot just abandon me. Day 4. My parents won't let me move back unless I get a job. Day 5. Nobody is hiring and it is your fault. That last one came with a voicemail from her mom, Diane. How dare you abandon my daughter when she is following her dreams? She gave you the best years of her life. You owe her support while she finds herself. Real men do not run away to Europe when things get tough. Right. The woman whose husband hasn't worked since ITWO 1000 is giving me lectures about being a provider. I didn't respond. Then Celia went nuclear on LinkedIn again. She blocked me, but a mutual friend sent screenshots. Update. The person I thought was my partner has left the country to avoid his responsibilities. I am now facing homelessness because I chose mental health over corporate slavery. If anyone has leads on emergency housing or legal aid for financial abandonment, please DM. This time the responses were brutal. Comment. Didn't you say last week you quit without notice and bought $3,000 in camera equipment? Comment. Ma'am, you cannot be financially abandoned by someone you aren't married to. Comment. Maybe try getting a job. Just a thought. But then Celia's friend Portia, an influencer with 2,000 followers, posted a video. My bestie is being abused by her ex who fled the country. He trapped her financially and left when she tried to break free. Share to expose this predator. She tagged my company. Big mistake. Our legal department doesn't play games. They sent Portia a cease and desist within 24 hours for defamation. Her post vanished and was replaced with previous post removed due to inaccuracies. Apologies for any confusion. Meanwhile, Celia had bigger problems. Turns out when you burn bridges with your employer, word travels fast in a specific industry. She applied to 6 companies in our field, all rejections. Her former coworker Damien texted me, "Yo, your ex applied here." My boss Googled her and found her LinkedIn rants, plus a review from Anton saying she is unprofessional, unreliable, and burned company equipment on her way out. Burned equipment? I called Anton. I needed to know. Did she really burn equipment? Deleted, Anton said, his voice tight. She deleted all her files and projects out of spite before she walked out. 3 months of work gone. We are considering legal action. The escalation continued. Day 8, her dad Roger called. You need to man up and come home. Celia is struggling and it is your responsibility to fix this. Roger, you haven't worked in a decade. How is this my responsibility? That is different, I have a bad back. From what? The golf you play twice a week. He hung up. Update 3, the lawsuit. The entitlement reached new heights. Celia created a GoFundMe. Help a domestic abuse survivor rebuild her life. Goal, $15,000. Description: after escaping a 4-year relationship with a covert narcissist, I am starting from zero. He isolated me financially, made me dependent, then abandoned me when I tried to break free. She raised $300, all from her mom under different names. Someone noticed the $3,000 camera in her Instagram stories. Comment: why are you selling brand new equipment if you need money for rent? Her response: a survivor shouldn't have to explain their coping mechanisms. This is DARVO. Shutterstock deny attack and reverse victim and offender. She was the aggressor who stole money and quit her job, but she was painting herself as the victim of financial abuse because I refused to be her victim anymore. Then Anton's company filed charges for destruction of property. Turns out what she deleted wasn't just personal files. It included client deliverables worth roughly $50,000. She tried to claim it was an accident, but they had her keycard data showing she came back after hours specifically to do it. Her LinkedIn got interesting again. Being sued by my toxic former employer for standing up for myself. They are claiming I destroyed property when all I did was clean my personal files. This is what happens when you refuse to be a corporate slave. Any lawyers willing to work pro bono for a whistleblower? The legal community responded. Comment: that is not what whistleblowing means. Comment: deleting client work isn't cleaning personal files. That is actionable damages. Comment: pro tip: do not admit to crimes on social media. The best part: my company announced my first big win. I landed a €2 million client in my second week. They posted about it with my photo on the main corporate page. Celia commented: must be nice succeeding on the backs of those you have destroyed. My company responded: Thomas earned this through merit and hard work. We do not tolerate defamation of our employees. This is your only warning. She deleted the comment but screenshotted it first, posting it everywhere with, "See how they protect abusers." Nobody cared. Her follower count was dropping daily. Final update. The consequences. Everything came crashing down for Celia spectacularly. First, the lawsuit from Anton is company. They had her dead to rights. Security footage of her swiping in after hours. Screenshots of her bragging to Portia about torching everything on my way out. Forensic IT evidence showing exactly what time the files were wiped. She tried representing herself in the preliminary hearing because she couldn't afford a lawyer. "Judge, you are claiming you accidentally deleted 3 months of client work." Celia, "I was emotionally distressed." Judge, "The footage shows you were here for 3 hours systematically going through folders." Celia, "I have ADHD. Sometimes I hyperfocus." Judge, "You have never been diagnosed with ADHD according to these records." Celia, "I self-diagnosed." She lost. Owes $50,000 in damages plus legal fees. Bankruptcy is her only option now. But then the IRS entered the chat. See, when Celia was building her photography business, over the last year she had been writing everything off as business expenses. That $3,000 camera, business expense. The $500 course, business expense. Those art supplies, business expense. Her home office portion of the rent, business expense. One problem, she never registered a business. She never filed quarterly taxes. She never reported any income because there wasn't any. That is tax fraud. Her public meltdown was magnificent. Posted a TikTok crying in her car. "I am being persecuted for trying to follow my dreams. My ex got me blacklisted, sued, and now the IRS is after me. This is what happens when you leave a narcissist." The comments destroyed her. Comment, "Girl, you committed tax fraud. That is on you." Comment, "Maybe do not burn down your workplace next time." Comment, "Your ex is in another country. How did he make you commit crimes?" Meanwhile, I was thriving. My team in Amsterdam was incredible. I had started dating Astrid, a local consultant who found my American corporate refugee story hilarious. Celia found out through Instagram. Astrid tagged me at a concert. The meltdown was immediate. 2 months. He couldn't even wait 2 months before replacing me. 4 years meant nothing. And with some European blonde, narcissistic replacement discarded. Someone commented, "Didn't you quit your job to find yourself and expect him to pay for it?" Her response, "That is different. I was growing." Into what? An unemployed defendant. The final nail. Portia, her bestie, posted a video distancing herself. "Hey guys, so about my friend is situation. I have learned there is more to the story. I was manipulated into believing false narratives. Mental health isn't an excuse to harm others. I am focusing on my own journey now." Translation. Portia's wannabe influencer career couldn't survive association with Celia is dumpster fire. Roger sent one final email. "I hope you are happy. My daughter is destroyed. She has had to take a minimum wage job at a call center to pay her legal fees. She cries every day. This is your fault." I responded, "Weird how she is able to work now that she needs money. Guess she found herself after all." He CC'd my mom on his reply. "Your son is a sociopath." My mom replied, "My son paid his own bills and moved on with his life. Your daughter committed fraud, stole money, and burned down her career. I know which one I am proud of." Last I heard, Celia is working 2 jobs to pay legal fees living in her teenage bedroom. She has been banned from LinkedIn for repeated violations of professional conduct standards. Her photography business Instagram has 12 followers. The IRS payment plan will take 7 years to complete. As for me, just got promoted again. Astrid and I are planning a trip to Iceland. My mental health has never been better. Turns out removing entitled people from your life does wonders for your peace. Oh, and Celia, since I know you still check my socials with fake accounts, you were right about one thing. I did choose money over love. Because what we had wasn't love. It was you treating me like a bank account with feelings. Real love doesn't demand you fund someone else's delusions while they call you unsupportive for having boundaries. Hope you found yourself. From what I hear, she works at a call center and owes the IRS 5 figures. Sounds about right. Peace out from Amsterdam. If you enjoyed this story of financial karma, hit the subscribe button. We talk about self-respect and boundaries here on Story Sparks. Thanks for watching.